All right, so yesterday I had a good friend take me to an aviation market in Wernigerode, Germany. There are two in Germany each year. I forget the other one. This one was a smaller one. And so it's in basically an aviation flea market. You can get a lot of aviation stuff, but you can find other things too that aren't fully aviation related. Now, from what I understand, this one's a more expensive flea market, and it shows. So if you saw my other video, which showed about 2/3 of the aviation market, it had a lot of parts and whatnot. You can get the parts from as low as $20 to as high for like propellers as, ooh, goodness, $500, $1,000. But I digress. These are my pickups. He picked up a couple parts for his Starfighter stuff, and my friend Brandon also got a part for an aircraft that he would want. But as you guys see my channel, I preferably collect letters and photos and postcards. So I brought €100 to the show. Now, for most flea markets, this is nowhere near €100 worth of stuff. Not in the slightest. There are a couple good deals here, but most of it is not. But without further ado, let's go through what I got. So first things first, all these together, and that's where I separated them. The things I bought together were put together. So all these are photos of old cars from the late 40s, early 50s. Honestly, it was a pack of photos and I didn't really know what it was, but sometimes I take chances on it, and I wanted to get something thrown in there because I knew if I didn't, he was going to charge me a lot more. Originally, he wanted $35 for everything, $20 for these two letters alone. These two letters are slightly special, and I think normally I would be fine paying $20 for it. Would have preferred paying about $5 each, not 10, but I digress. So I got a nice piece of feld post that was just randomly there, very well written on, from 1940. Talking to his family. So that goes with my feld post collection. I got this, which I don't think he upcharged me because he saw the baby photo, he saw 1924. But this one's interesting in the fact that it is his baby photo, his junior photo, another junior photo of him in a Navy uniform, and then one of him in his, I believe, officer uniform in 1942 or 1941, all together, which I'd be fine paying like $5, maybe $10, but probably not. I'd stick with a €5 mark on this one for me. So altogether, that together for $30 I paid, well, €30. If I say dollars, it's because I'm American and I'm used to paying in dollars and not euro. But yes, so that was from the first seller. The second one had World War I stuff, which is what I love. He was expensive. When I say expensive, I mean expensive. If you look on the back of some of these are prices from probably the early 2000s. You'll find them on a lot of World War I stuff. World War I stuff is not the most popular right now like that. They were asking $3.5 at one point, and this one was $5 at one point. I can guarantee you didn't pay for that for them. Even in flea markets, if I pay upwards of what I normally do, the most I usually pay is €5, and that is very, very rarely for something like this. I only wanted these two, more or less, after he told me his prices. He wanted $150 for 16 postcards and a cut-up album that only had 3 soldier photos in it and like 20 civilian photos. So let's just say 25, 30, we'll go 35 photos for $150, 90, 120. So I'm paying about $4, $4.50 each, give or take. Not worth it to me. So I went down, I started going down, and originally I was only gonna buy these two, but he didn't have change, which is a thing that sometimes sellers do, and then they force you to leave and come back and try upselling you. Wasn't having it, so I added this one because I did like the private purchase fur coats on them, but I could not get all 16 I wanted because of how darn expensive his prices were. If you ever go to Germany, go to the flea markets and look for these for €1 to €3 each on average, but try not paying more than $5. Continuing on, Then we had this. This one was a good price, but my friend had bought it for me. He's a very nice individual. This is a map of the Western Front from 1917. This one was 20 euro. For maps, 20 euro is okay. You can get them as low as 5 if you find a good deal. But on average, they go for between 10 and 20. So this one, not bad deal. It opens up. It's very nice condition. If you're talking about San Quentin and want that, great to put in a frame and put up there, especially around here. Next, I paid for these two. This is a German anti-air artillery defense badge, and that's in bronze. And this one is a newer, very light German sports badge. I paid €1 each. Definitely worth that. You could probably, most places, get this between 3 to 5. Same with that, but guy had a good deal going on patches and some medals. So for that price, €1 each, that was good, and I was happy with that. This one actually should have been with first. I also got this, which is basically a medical pass. I would have paid about €5. So that first one isn't like the worst I would have paid. The second one with the postcards definitely is. And there were a lot more terrible deals. Third, we have ground dogs. So I got these two from one person. They are German World War II ground dog tags. Sadly, you can't read the names. They're so darn corroded. They were probably found in a very wet area, which causes corrosion like this. And yeah, I did a little cleaning to see if I could get any names off of it, but that's not going to happen with how bad these are. Though they are nice for a collection, €5. Probably can get them for 1 or 2 each, but for €5 for 2, it's not terrible. Then this one is actually readable. Has to be cleaned up a little bit more. This is allegedly a ground dog as well. Probably, though, found in an attic or something. This is a later dog tag on there. It says 45. It's February of 45, so very late in the war dog tag. I paid €25 for this one. Normally, they go for about between 25 and 50, so I paid the low end of average. If I was at a flea market, I wouldn't pay more than 10 or 15 for this, but I didn't have a German dog tag in my collection. These are nice, but I want something readable. So for €25, I can't complain. And last but not least, this is a fiberglass helmet usually used by electricians and whatnot. Post-war, has the leather, has this fiberglass. I paid €20 for this because my son loves helmets, and for €20, I can't complain. Usually these things here go for about 25 at the low end, 50 at the high end. So for 20, I got it a little bit better than the low end, and I'm happy with that. Again, I wish I could have got more. I wanted to get some aircraft parts, but there wasn't any aircraft parts I really wanted to add to my collection that I found. The World War I ones, they were almost non-existent, and the one they had, or two they had, were way out of my price range. They didn't have anything small from World War I. The couple manuals they had were way above market rate for the manuals. I wouldn't say way. One of the manuals he was trying to sell, he was trying to get 80 off of. On average, it goes for 60. Not really for me. So I did get some cool stuff. Glad to show it. I'm going to be doing some YouTube videos probably earlier on the two death. The one's a death letter. One is a missing in action letter. Those are cool. I'm already going to be uploading videos on the 3 postcards. And then I'll probably do some on the photos as well. They'll eventually be up in my share drive if anybody wants to take copies of them or anything. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be careful when going to that aviation flea market. The museum is awesome. The flea market is good. The people are nice. It is overpriced. You have to be careful when buying stuff. If you do come to Germany, talk to some locals that buy stuff at flea markets. Use my videos on around how much I'm paying as an American, because Germans do upcharge me, and I know this, especially when my Deutsch is not the best, but they're not upcharging me like some other Germans. So just be cognizant, be careful, enjoy, go to the flea markets, have fun. You can always still find stuff. People are like on YouTube videos, oh, you can't find it. It's all in museums. It's all... No, people are still pulling stuff out of their grandparents' houses. The last of the generation is finishing off, sadly dying, and their kids are dying as well. So I'd say the next 20, 30 years, you're going to get the rest of the World War II stuff. In the next 5 years, you're going to get the last of the World War I stuff as well. So, with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this YouTube video. Hopefully it was a little informative, and hopefully you come back to my channel and enjoy some more. And please, by all means, if you know anything about any of this stuff and you want to add stuff, the comments are always open. I love when people either correct me, add to. It helps me out because I love my letters. I'm not very knowledgeable on dog tags. I'm not very knowledgeable on sports badges. For goodness sakes, I'm not even knowledgeable on the types of horses and or the wagons. If you guys give me information on that, I am more than happy to read and edit, and if, there's enough information, maybe do another video. But with that being said, hopefully you guys have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and please enjoy the rest of your day.